At 9:27 on an otherwise ordinary Saturday morning in Tehran, the balance of power in the Middle East shifted in a matter of minutes. It was February 28, 2026, the opening day of Iran's work week during Ramadan, when U.S. and Israeli intelligence intercepted confirmation that Ali Khamenei had gathered with some of the most powerful military and political figures in the country inside a heavily guarded compound in central Tehran. What happened next would stun the world. Before moving forward, don't forget to like and subscribe the channel for daily updates. Commanders had initially intended to act under darkness. Night offered concealment. But when surveillance revealed that multiple high-ranking officials were assembled at once, planners saw a fleeting opportunity too valuable to delay. The timeline was advanced. The strike would happen in broad daylight. Why risk a daytime assault? Because waiting might mean losing the target entirely. At precisely 9:27 a.m. local time, the calm over Tehran shattered. Nearly 200 aircraft from the Israeli Air Force surged toward more than 500 strategic sites across western and central Iran, executing the largest coordinated aerial campaign in Israel's history. Simultaneously, American forces moved into position across the region. The opening wave focused on the regime's command heart, the Supreme Leader's compound, the presidential complex, intelligence headquarters, defense ministry buildings, and the National Security Council. Within minutes, dozens of precision munitions struck Khamenei's fortified residence. Satellite images later showed twisted steel and rising smoke where a sprawling stronghold once stood. Reports indicated Khamenei had been underground, but not in his primary reinforced bunker. That decision, according to Israeli journalist Amit Segal, left him vulnerable as explosives pierced through layers of concrete above. Was it miscalculation or fate? At the same moment, two additional sites in Tehran were hit where other senior officials were meeting. 3 leadership clusters, struck simultaneously, formed what analysts would describe as a calculated decapitation maneuver, unprecedented in the modern region. Among those reportedly killed were key Defense Council figures, senior Revolutionary Guard commanders, and top missile program overseers. Individuals who for decades shaped Iran's security doctrine were removed within a single morning. A senior Israeli official later told Fox News that roughly 40 high-level regime and security personnel died in the first barrage on the capital alone. While Israeli jets targeted leadership, the United States initiated a parallel campaign known as Operation Epic Fury. American aircraft and naval assets struck ballistic missile facilities, nuclear infrastructure, air defense grids, and Revolutionary Guard bases stretching across the country. It was a synchronized effort designed not only to eliminate leadership, but to cripple retaliation capacity. Could Iran respond without its command spine? That afternoon, President Donald Trump announced Khamenei's death on Truth Social, asserting that advanced tracking and intelligence coordination left no path of escape. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declared the compound destroyed and signaled strong indications the supreme leader was gone. Israeli ambassador in Washington confirmed the reports to American officials, and multiple Israeli outlets stated that photographic evidence had been shown to both leaders. A U.S. defense official described the daytime assault as audacious and unexpected, launched during Ramadan and on the Jewish Sabbath, a moment when Tehran assumed large-scale action was unlikely. How did such a strike succeed? Years of deep intelligence penetration. Analysts pointed back to a 2024 covert operation that eliminated a senior Hamas political leader inside Tehran, demonstrating the reach of Israeli operatives within Iran's security circles. That earlier mission was a warning few fully grasped. By early 2026, Iran's regional influence network had already suffered severe setbacks. Hezbollah's capabilities were diminished. The Syrian government under Bashar al-Assad had collapsed. Hamas infrastructure faced crippling blows. The so-called axis of resistance was fraying. Khamenei's removal intensified that unraveling. For the first time, Israel had directly killed a sitting head of state of a sovereign nation. Shockwaves rippled through global capitals. The 86-year-old cleric who led Iran since 1989 was gone in a single morning. Inside Iran, reactions split sharply. State television aired orchestrated morning rallies, yet verified clips broadcast by outlets including CNN and the Daily Telegraph showed some citizens celebrating openly in Tehran's streets. Laughter, chants, disbelief. Which response reflected the nation's true mood? With much of the Revolutionary Guard's upper leadership eliminated and no successor publicly designated, the constitutional body tasked with selecting a new leader struggled to convene amid continuing airstrikes. The Islamic Republic confronted its most severe internal crisis since 1979. This operation was not improvised. It followed months of joint planning, intelligence gathering, and a significant U.S. military buildup across the region unseen since 2003. Logistics, surveillance, timing, every element aligned for a single objective. In the end, the man who spent decades denouncing Israel and America, who directed proxy forces across Lebanon, Iraq, Syria, Yemen, and Gaza, and who had recently overseen brutal domestic crackdowns, was buried beneath the debris of the fortress he trusted to protect him. As smoke lingered over Tehran and exiled Iranians gathered from Los Angeles to London to Hamburg, one reality settled over the region. The era shaped by Khamenei had abruptly closed. What comes next remains uncertain, but that morning proved how quickly history can turn. If you found this breakdown valuable, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Starflight Stories for deeper analysis of defining global events.